Okay, neck alignment left to right is a little bit off the way it wants to naturally go. So I popped the neck back off, and I'm going to step up the size on these holes just a little bit to get a little bit of wiggle room in there, because you got to push it basically as far as it'll go in one direction to get it to be straight, and then torque it down, and it still wants to try to pop back over in the other direction. So needs a little bit more wiggle room here. Okay, there we go. Only had to go up one drill bit size on the index here, and so that's 1/64 of an inch larger diameter for the neck screw holes through the body, and that got it so everything lines up much nicer, much with much less persuasion required, shall we say. Yeah, it naturally wants to line up straight now, much more so than it did before. So that takes care of that. And let me go ahead and bring them up to tension. Okay, got the action adjusted, got it tuned up, and everything is looking good. So, all nice and flat. Part of the reason why this actually required as much shim as it did is because of the fact that this body already has that creep curve in it. And you can hear it's pretty evident that the body has this slight up bow here at this end. Okay, I guess it needs a pickup, and put the electronics back on, and depth pick guard. Okay, time to fit the pickup here, figuring out how much shim. This is about a 5mm piece of quarter ply. It's a little over 5mm with the finish on it. And right now the pickup's just sitting on the body flat, no shim. So 5mm would give you about that kind of action or distance between the pickup and the strings, and that's too close for one of these really high output quad rails. It needs to be more like about at least 2mm clearance, I'd say, at the lowest point when this is fretted down. So otherwise you're going to get into magnetic buzz, is what I've discovered, because these are real strong. They got 3 bar magnets on the bottom. So yeah, I need to find something that's going to be closer to probably about 3mm in thickness total. So time to fish through some shim stuff. Well, that's looking pretty good there. So 1 piece of aluminum and 1 piece of black pick guard. Okay, so we got about 3mm worth of shim on the bottom of the pickup. A couple drops of glue right here, and slide it into place. Okay, it's in position. Wait for it to dry. And yeah, height looks pretty good. So trying to get this thing to set level here, but it's down to the point where it's having a sort of pin balance. Anyway, yeah, let that dry. Okay, EQ is glued back on. And there's kill button mounted to the body instead of the bar. And there's the battery box. tack down all the wiring, double check, make sure I didn't pull anything loose. Okay, loosened up the strings, and this was already backed off. Then you just pull this a little bit, and it pops right off. And zap 4 screws, and out comes the bridge, just like that. These Stein burrs are so nice to work with. They're so easy to tune, so easy to install, everything. Okay, so now I can take my bridge wire and put it right there, and slap it all back together. Okay, base of the bridge is back in with the ground wire attached now. Okay, pop the bridge back on. Okay, brought them up to tension just based on how hard they are to bend. This usually gets you within a note or two of where you're supposed to be. And now it's time to turn on the tuner and finalize. Yeah, see, just by feel you're already you're almost there. I'm already sharp. Gotta love Stein burrs. Yeah, very responsive, very accurate. It's like a 40-to-1 ratio tuner. So. All right, let me get the rest tuned up. Okay, it's back in tune up to tuning tension, and all the electronics are on. Just need to tack them down, test it and tack it down to make sure that's good. And that's pretty much, I think that's all the parts. Which means it's more or less put together. There's the bag here. Yeah, the only other thing left is the strap. So, testing the electronics, tacking it down, putting on the strap, and then the depth pick guard are the only things left to do. But the action is looking a little high now, so I'm thinking drop these saddles. Can't really see, but they are up a little bit. This one is all the way down on this end, and then as they go this way they progressively get a little higher as you go towards the treble side, and that got things pretty even in relation to the neck on this side as far as like level and respect to the neck, but everything's a little high, so I'm going to bring the saddles all the way back down, and I think I might need a little bit more shim in here. God is in the details. And yeah, it's all about precision. Okay. Lowered all the saddles back down all the way. And next step is loosen strings back up and take the neck back off. I want to wait actually first. What I want to do is I want to see if I can get a little bit more precise and scientific about this. So I'm going to measure the action as accurately as I can. Then I'm going to take the neck off, measure the thickness of the shim, and try to figure out. First, I guess I'll try a 1-to-1 for, if, I've got, let's say I've got an action at 2.5 mil, and I want an action of 1.5 mil, which means I need to raise the neck up about a mil. So I'll start by trying a 1 mil addition to the thickness of the shim and figure out what the ratio is of how much neck shim equals how much change in action. So, see what I can do about that. Okay, we're close to 10 minutes here, so I think I'm going to end this video here, and I'll pick up with adjusting the neck break angle in the next video. So until then, everybody, have a good one.